All right, injuries. Peterson has a shoulder strain. Get an MRI. Chris Thompson has a rib. We'll get him checked out. Paul Richardson had a knee strain. We'll get him checked out. And Vernon Davis has a hamstring.
Jordan Reed wasn't as involved as normal. Any particular reason?
No, not at all. We should have done a better job of getting him more involved.
And Josh Norman did not play the first series of the third quarter. Was that related to his performance, or was that something else?
No, that was related to me. It was just my call there for the first series.
Was it his play?
It was just between him and I at halftime. It was good. Everybody's good. He finished the game and played a lot better in the second half.
Jay, you guys are coming off a bye, maybe one of the worst losses you guys have had in a while. How do you explain this after 2 weeks to prepare like this and the way they were playing and it's nothing going right?
Yeah, I think we got behind early, and we have not been a very good team when we get behind for whatever reason. We weren't able to make any plays to get ourselves back in the game. We had 3 penalties on defense on third down and kept drives alive, and we give Drew Brees extra snaps. He's going to make you pay. Offensively, we didn't protect very well. We didn't hit open receivers. Didn't call very good plays. So, it was just a total team debauchery, and I'm the one in charge of it and take responsibility for it.
Yeah, on those early penalties, I mean, all on third down stops. How huge do you feel like that was in terms of the direction of the game as it turned out?
They're huge. I mean, you can't put a finger on how important they are. I mean, imagine if we had 3 third down that we got stopped if they had a penalty, which I guess they never had penalties on them. But it's critical in a game of football. I've mentioned many times how important third down is, and when you have a chance to get off the field, you got to take advantage of it. We didn't do that.
Jay, how would you assess Alex Smith tonight? It seemed like he was maybe a tick-off.
Yeah, I'm not up here to point at anybody, say they played poorly. I think overall, I think our whole team played poorly, and that's a reflection of myself. I think everybody in that locker room hopefully will say they need to play better, and I absolutely understand that the coaches on the staff have to coach better, and that's the only way we can look at it. Moving forward, we have Carolina coming in. We're 2-2, and there's a bright outlook. We're still right there, and we'll continue to be, but we have to get some things fixed.
Did they do anything defensively that surprised you, was different, things you weren't expecting? It seemed like there was a lot of pressure on Alex.
I think that's it. I think I've checked the tape out. I don't know if they were blitzing a lot, but it didn't look like they were blitzing. I think we just couldn't handle their 4-man rush sometimes. They blitzed it back a couple times, but I don't think they did anything we weren't prepared for. We just didn't play very well.
Jay, it didn't look like Jordan Reed got many chances early. I mean, was that something they were trying to take him away? Was it just not there for him tonight?
No. I think the coverages dictated where the ball went. We tried to get Jordan free a few times. Sometimes we had pressure and couldn't give him the ball. It's just a number of things. We line him up outside, and the coverage dictated him going somewhere else. But we got to do a better job of getting him more involved, get him out on the field, and he is one of our biggest playmakers, so we got to make sure we get him more involved.
Jay, would you say that the 43 points, would you say that was the defense not showing up so much so, like with their own self-inflicted situation, or would you say that was the Saints beating you guys? What would you say?
Well, I got to give credit to the Saints. Sean Payton and Drew Brees, without a doubt. Michael Thomas, Ingram coming back, played well. Their offensive line protected Drew very well. So you get first of all, they deserve a lot of credit, but also we had a little hand in it. We gave them too many freebies, in my opinion, with the third down calls, a couple of the blown coverages. Those you just can't have.
One of the plays was the Monte Nicholson penalty. What did you say to him, and what can you say to him after a play like that?
Yeah, I think he's smarter than that. He's a better player than that. I think there's a lot of jabbering going on between both teams there for a little while, but we have to rise above it and understand that there's ramifications if you get in a push and shove a match after a play, and we deserve the penalty.
Is there, for him, I don't know, short of pulling or anything like that, what can you do as a coach to make sure these guys get that message? Because, it's at some point, I'm sure for you, it's got to be unacceptable to see that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We talk about it, show stuff, and unfortunately, in the heat of the moment, adrenaline's flowing. Sometimes that gets the best of a player. Monte's a smart player. He's a very good player. We expect him to be a great player here in the near future, and that's just a mistake he'll have to live with and deal with, and hopefully never do again.
Jay, big picture, do you kind of view this as maybe a missed opportunity? Coming in here, you could have opened a 1.5 game lead in the division.
Yeah, it's so early. I don't even know about the 2 record is what right now. We're just trying to win a game here. Our goal was to come down here to New Orleans and handle the noise and play well. It didn't happen. Now we'll go back and look at where we are. I guess we're still in the thick of things. We will be for a while. We just got to play a lot better, coach a lot better.
Jay, you keep going back to that refrain of coaching a lot better. In short, or big picture, like what does that look like?
What does that look like? Well, I got to give offensively. We got to do a better job of getting our quarterback comfortable in plays that we can handle. Obviously, not to say he can't handle them. We just too many deep drops today. Too much pressure coming in. Should have quickened up the passing game a little bit. Should have stuck with the run a little bit more. Third down plan should have been a little bit better, a little bit more conducive to his liking. And obviously defensively, we got to make sure we shore up the fundamentals as a staff.
There was a punt in the first half where it looked like you were obviously lobbying for roughing the punter because he got the plant foot. What did they tell you? But then also, why did you elect not to re-punt but to decline the penalty?
There was a 42 net punt. Coach Kotwica told me, and he said he's fine with that. As far as roughing, I don't know what the rule is. His plant foot got hit. It should have been roughing, in my opinion, but nothing we can do.
Jay, just to clarify on Norman, is that performance-based or discipline-based?
It was me. It was my decision early on. We had, we talked about some things at halftime and had to cool him down a little bit. Everything's fine, but he's going to be back to normal, and he'll play the rest of the year.
Jay, what happened on the coverage on the Breeze, the one where he set the record on the touch? You looked like you had two open guys completely down the sideline there.
Yes, there was an issue there. That's one of the issues we're talking about, and that's something we have to get corrected. It can't happen in pro football. You don't see that happen in pro football. We're together too long. We run the same coverage for too many times. We got to coach that better. We got to make sure that never happens again. That's an absolute embarrassment.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Alex shortly. So is the answer. Yep.
It was worse to me. I've been telling him for years. You get new girls in there.
Tonight they were a little more around.
Yeah, I know. It's just frustrating.
Well, he also came in a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Is that quicker than what you're used to? Quicker than, because I'm usually in here about 10 or 15 minutes before somebody comes in, and I was walking in and saying,
He is typically,
that's fine.
no,
I like it.
just in general, he's
Yeah.
typically.
I prefer that because that means I can get to home.
Alex might be a little bit longer.
Well, he's got to take a shower, put on some nice clothes. He does.